Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to the very spontaneous live stream reading. This is the Dream Clairvoyant. I do hope that you're all doing well. And happy Sunday to everyone. I hope you're having a great weekend. So, this is just a quick it's a quick channeled message that I want to relay to you guys. It's not for everyone. It's really just for sorry you guys, I'm sitting in my car. It's really just for those of you who have truly completed a cycle in your life, and you've had to leave certain people, places, and things behind. Okay. Let me see. Hi everyone. Okay, now I'm seeing your comment. But yeah, this channeled message is really for those of you who have decided to turn your back on a certain, person, place, or thing. And this is for those of you who realize that you did all that you could. The World card is a card that's been showing up a lot in our readings. And how is the audio? Can you guys hear me good? But the World card has been showing up a lot in our recent readings, and the World represents completion. It also represents positive results, you getting the desirable outcome that you want. So even though you're closing a chapter from the past, it doesn't mean that everything ends here. It means that you've completed one chapter and you're turning the page of another chapter, right? So when one door closes, another door opens. I get this feeling, for those of you who are resonating with this message, I get this feeling that you've closed out a chapter in your life and there's nothing that you really have to say. What's the word for it? This energy that I'm picking up, it's like nothing needs to be said. It's like you don't have anything to say, because all you know is that you did your best. You gave it your all. And many of you guys, you did say everything. You did say everything that needed to be said the last time you spoke to them. Okay? So, hi Rod. So, it's just, I feel like many of you guys are really closing out a chapter in the most beautiful and graceful way, or gracious way, where there's no hidden animosity. It's just I don't know who it is that I'm picking up on, but I'm giving this message to kind of bring validation to you that your feelings about this chapter that you've closed, your feelings are absolutely valid. Okay? I'm just bringing you confirmation. And you gave it your best. You did everything that you could. And it's time to move forward. That's what life is all about. Life is all about progression, you guys. You can't stay in one place your entire life. You have to progress. You have to change or bring in changes. You have to evolve and transform, elevate, right? Leveling up. And many of you guys, you've really outgrown a particular person, place, or thing. And I'm here to tell you guys that that is okay. Another thing that I'm hearing to tell you guys is sometimes God will bring certain people into your life for a season. You know how I always say on the channel that in this lifetime, we will encounter many soulmates. Okay, for me, the definition, personally, I believe that soulmates come into our lives to teach us very significant lessons that will help our soul. It'll help our soul to grow, right? The point of life is learning lesson that will take us to our fullest enlightenment. It's all about learning and evolving and becoming enlightened. And so many times God will send certain people into your life to help your soul grow, to help your soul learn certain lessons. Some soulmates are pleasant. Okay, some soulmate are pleasant, and they teach us very beautiful and easy to learn lessons, whereas some soulmates may be more hard to love, right? They may teach us a very painful, hurtful lesson, but it's still eye-opening for the soul. It still enlightens the soul, right? Some soulmates may even be karmic in a way where you had a past life with them and they were meant to teach you a lesson, but you didn't learn it. So then that lesson transferred into this lifetime, and it'll keep on transferring into your lifetimes until you learn it. A lesson becomes karmic when you fail to learn that lesson, when that lesson has to repeat itself. So some of you may even encounter karmic people, karmic lovers, friends, and relatives who were meant to teach you a particular lesson in previous lifetimes, but you didn't learn it. So here you go, in this lifetime you've met them. Doesn't mean that you should hate them, okay? But it's just to say that there's a certain lesson that they were meant to teach you. Like, I know for me personally, I had this hard lesson of like not trusting people, this hard lesson where I trust people. I used to trust people too easily, and I always got betrayed. And I realized, instead of me pointing the finger at the other person and getting angry at other people, I realized that it was a lesson for me to, number one, stop trusting people so easily. That can prevent me from getting betrayed. Stop being naive. Stop thinking that everyone was raised like me or everyone has the heart of me. It's lessons that the person was meant to teach you. Some soulmates just come into your life for a season, and once you learn that lesson, they're removed from your life. You get to move forward into the next season of your life. Some things, not everything is meant to be permanent in your life, and that goes for people as well. People, places, and things are not always meant to be in our lives forever. And I think some of you are at this point in your life where it's like a bittersweet goodbye, where you're sort of like, thank you for the lessons. And now that I've learned this lesson, I've closed this chapter, I've completed this cycle, I've paid off this karmic debt, I've learned this karmic lesson, and now I get to level up into a new phase of my life. Just be exactly, Joanne. Be grateful for the lessons, good or bad. Whether the experience was good or bad, there was still a lesson, a part of it that you were meant to learn for your soul's growth. But there's a particular person, many of you guys, whoever it is that you're leaving behind, or whether it's a specific person or group of people, they're hoping for you to say something. Like, they want you to talk, say something, respond. And I don't know why this is. Everyone's situation is different, but I think it's because they're having a hard time accepting the fact that it is over. Okay, it's a bittersweet moment for them as well. I think whoever it is that I'm picking on, whoever this person is, they may be going through some trials and tribulations in their life, but it has nothing to do with you. You did your best. And sometimes, in order for a person to really learn their lessons, you can't keep on picking up their mess, picking up their burdens all the time. They will never learn. This person is like, say something, but I feel like you already said it all and you already did it all the last time that the two of you were together. And I just feel like for the majority of you, there's really nothing to say. I don't know what this person is going to do. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what situation they're in, but I do know that the message for you is move forward, okay? Now that this chapter of your life has come to a completion, it's time for you to really get guidance on which direction you need to be moving towards, and what actions you need to be making. As for this person, they'll have to let go of you on their own time. Maybe they're still holding on or they're still grieving. That doesn't have anything to do with you. That has everything to do with them and their process of grieving and releasing. Okay. Let me see what you guys are saying. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. And for those of you, another message that I'm hearing is, for those of you who are open, we are called to forgive people, even those who have trespassed against us. We are called to forgive them, but you can forgive someone without necessarily rekindling. You can forgive someone without being besties with them and lovers with them, and inviting them into your home. We're actually called to flee from those who seek to harm us, but forgive them and just put the case in God's hands. But for those of you where the circumstance wasn't as extreme, it wasn't life-threatening, what I can advise you to do, I can't tell you what to do, but for me, I know that there's some people from my past who really, really wronged me, and now they're seeking forgiveness because they didn't think that this would be the ending. They didn't think that I would be victorious. They didn't think that they would be on the losing team, right? They thought they could get away with what they did and go off as they left me in the slums, right? They didn't think that this would be, and I feel like that's the way for many of you guys, where those who wronged you, they didn't think that this would be the conclusion, where you would get to move forward and live your blessed life, and they would have to stay back, right? And not have any access to you. They didn't think that. They thought it would be the other way around. They thought that they could just get away with it and move forward and leave you out in the cold, in the mess and the trauma that they created for you. But God said, oh no, that's not how it's going to work, because I have the final say. That's what God said. And so now that the chapter in your life is coming to an ending, they're all looking at you as the victor. You're the winner. You took no losses. And some of them may want forgiveness, but I truly believe that forgiveness is between the person and God. Like, you can forgive someone without telling them that, because it's between you and God. Okay, to forgive someone doesn't necessarily mean you have to go to their house and say, I forgive you. It's a touching moment between you and God. Okay, and so same goes for your enemies. Same goes for those who challenge you, for those who wronged you. They may think that they have to come to you and ask you for forgiveness, but really the person who they need to ask for forgiveness from is God. Because at the end of the day, this is out of your hands, right? So for me personally, the advice for that, I can tell you what I did personally. I told God, I said, if these people from my past, if they're truly sorry and they truly deserve forgiveness, they will seek you first, God. They will seek forgiveness from God first. And if God finds their heart to be pure and innocent, then God will tell me. God will give me the green light when it is a good time to let them back in. Does this make sense? And so personally, what I have to say to those who wrong me is, don't chase after me. Don't chase after me. Don't, I put the case in God's hands. This has nothing to do with me now. This is out of my hands. It's not me that you should be seeking forgiveness from, especially when I have already forgiven them and I gave it to God. Now you have to go and find God. And they may say, well, where is God? Because some of these people, they had a God complex. Okay, they had a God complex. They thought that they could cause damage and do people wrong and get away with it. And they may say, where is God? He's everywhere. Go and find him. And you'll be able to seek him if your heart is truly pure. If you're truly sorry, if you have truly repented, where you've changed your life, you have changed your ways, you have transformed and purified and cleansed your heart, God will see it. God looks in the heart. God looks at the heart of man. That is a special skill that God has that none of us have. Because when we look at people, no one can really see what is in a person's heart, right? But God can. So I know for me personally, I'm like, if you're really sorry, if you have really changed, God will give me that green light to take you back. Many of you guys, there is a possibility for reconciliation, but maybe not right now. Maybe it is in seasons to come, because within this season and the next season, these people are still going to have to be dealt with by God. Does that make sense, you guys? Because I feel like now for many of you guys, they're looking towards you, but what they don't realize is you've already put it in the hands of God. So they need to go and chase God. Go and ask God for forgiveness. And that's the ultimate test, because they can fool you. They can say that they have changed and they really haven't. But the person who they can't change is God, because God looks at their heart. God can know when they're BSing, when they're lying, when they really do not want to repent, when they really do not want to change their ways. So what I say to my enemies personally, go and seek God. Go to him. And if he sees that you really have changed, he'll come and tell me, whether it's through a prophetic dream, whether it's through a vision, some sort of divine guidance and insight that he brings me. So that's just how I personally handle my enemies. For those of you who are like, Dream, I have some people who... Can you guys hear me? I absolutely hate how when I'm when I'm relaying an important message and then we get connection problems. Can you guys hear me? Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. Yeah, I know, because I was outside when I was doing the live, but it started buffering for me, so I just came inside. But yeah, you guys, that was pretty much what I was saying is, people don't change within a blink of an eye. People don't change overnight. It does take time for people to change. Sometimes it takes months and years and several seasons for them to change. Even if you look at your own journey, look at where you're coming from and look at how long your journey was for you to transform. Some of you guys may be dealing with people who just want to rush in and for you to forgive them and, all is well after that. And it isn't realistic. So there may be potential. There may be hope for a reconciliation, but maybe not right now. Maybe not in this season or even in this year. No, I'm not going to be drawing any cards today. So I'm just going to end this message here, okay? I wanted it to be quite short and sweet, and I do apologize for the connection issues. But if you are just now coming into this live, definitely start it from the very beginning. Okay, so thank you guys so much. I love you all. Please take care. Have a great Sunday, okay? And I hope you start off the week in a very positive mindset. All right, take care.